So Blue, I've known you for longer than a decade, and you've always been, for the most part, a traditional runner, very successful. And I introduced you to the dark side, which you've been training exclusively for the past month. What's been your experience? What's the difference between this versus most traditional training programs?
Well, first of all, I was just super fired up with the idea, something such a that I consider to be a game changer. Just the concept was it just instantly blew me away. So I was really excited to try it. Now, like you said, after a month of training, blown away by the overall energy. I'm like, every day I feel like it, and I hadn't done any anaerobic training for really months before doing this. Maybe a trail run here and there, but I really wasn't doing anaerobic training. So I jumped full on in, and the percentages have been at least 10% of my total volume of running have been anaerobic. So the first week I did this type of training, I was an hour of anaerobic training compared to the week before of none, right? But I wasn't tired, which was interesting to me.
Let me understand this. Now, what you're suggesting to me is that since you've changed and you've been following this new training paradigm, allowing yourself to become anaerobic when the mood strikes you, the length of time that you stay there when the mood strikes you has been more qualitative. So you're starting to notice that your energy levels are higher, your recovery is better, you're able to produce more work.
Yes, and I don't feel like there's it's less daunting, because I know every day I'm gonna visit the systems, as you put it, but I don't have any sort of preset expectation for. I mean, maybe I have some where I know I want to, maybe I'm feeling good that day, so I want to push a little bit more on the amount of anaerobic volume, but I do let I let it dictate itself when I'm in the moment. So if I feel like if I'm in minute 2 and I'm pushing up a hill, and I see there's a little bit more hill and I can get another minute out of it, and I feel like I can get that minute, I'm going there now. Whereas that typically, like when I get to the top of the set interval, I'm now successful, I've completed, and I would shut it down no matter what. So this has opened up my relationship with how I look at any set interval of high intensity.
So the question I might have that I think a lot of people would like an answer to is that now that you've made that shift, do you feel like it's something that you're going to try for a while and it would just fall back into the way you've trained before? Or do you feel like this is kind of a new lease on life?
It's crazy. I mean, if you think about how long I've run and how many years I've done traditional methods, which I didn't consider traditional until, a month ago. It's one of those things, it's like, is this the new fancy toy that you're playing with, and like in 6 months you're going to be done? I can tell you, it might be my multi-sport background. Before I got into running, I was always athletic, and I love being able to, I love to be a jack of all trades. I love to be able to like climb up a cliff and, swim across the lake and, go surfing and go snowboard, whatever it was. And as a runner, I've missed that sort of well-rounded, type of fitness. And I feel like I lost it. I've known that I lost it. This is giving me that back. And I'm not really changing the running, the types of running I'm doing. It's just how much of the different ingredients and when I'm doing them. So every day I work on my skill. Every day I run hard and fast.
So the reference you made of how you like to run, swim, ski, climb a mountain, whatever, all of those things take various challenges over your energy system. And the dark side is exactly that. So you're actually using the same type of modalities of energy in the dark side as you might taking advantage of all those other things that you enjoy.
100%.
So
I feel like I'm getting back to that athlete that used to be in me, and it's not an age thing. I used to think like I'm 40 years old, I'm getting older, and now I can tell you it's definitely not the age thing, because I'm back to that versatile athlete.
Yeah. So on the same thread, let me just share this with you. People that have raced that were on script, traditional script, competing, Blue takes off, now I'm having to respond to you. My training hasn't allowed me to have that in my quiver. I don't know how to handle somebody going out hot early. I don't know how to handle somebody going hot in the midway. I may have been tapped out of my endurance because you're dictating my effort. With training the dark side, none of those elements were ever left off the table, so you're prepared for war every stinking time that you race.
You know, I would never do that before because it's not in the plan. You don't train that way.
Because you don't trust that you can do it.
100%.
And you don't trust it because you've not done it. Where in this case, you're always prepared. You can always have that extra gear whenever you need it.
And that's also the mindset part that I'm noticing. I am always I'm even hungry now to give it a little try. And I'm talking every day, I'm hungry. I feel like it's part of this idea that you're visiting every different intensity every time you do the work, every time you do a workout, every time you run. I think that's part of it. But it's the relationship with yourself as an athlete that you're always just you're just checking in with yourself, and not just checking in. It's like this little test every day of like, how am I doing today?
Validating,
yeah. And I'm hungry. Like I've had probably my PR in the marathon was 2014. It's 2022. 2022.
Working on it.
And I have been without passion for a couple of years. I love running, but I have not wanted to test myself. I've been scared of the 5K and the 10K and the shorter distances. Now I'm like, bring it on, let's do this. So it's given me a new lease on my running, you know.
We've called it many times the game changer.
Absolutely game changer.